Welcome to another edition of Sports and Songs podcast. I'm your host, Dan, along with Andy. Andy, how are you?
Good. Yourself?
Good. We're on season 2, episode 15 here today, reporting live March 5th. We're now in the really the brunt of the March Madness. Winter sports is going to be coming on upon us here, and we've got a good show. We got sports, music, March Madness, basketball, winter sports, and in some cases, football.
Tournament time for everybody. Yeah, this will be kind of one of the last episodes we got with rankings on it. We'll probably start next week, be going over the conference schedules or tournament schedules and stuff like that. But before we dive into that, sir, do you have a trivia question this week?
Yeah, the trivia question relates to women's college basketball. The end of the year, they award out the Naismith Trophy. Women's get it and men's get it for best overall basketball player. And the final 10 have been announced as far as the candidates to win. The reason I'm bringing this up is Paige Beckers is on that list. The former Hopkins star, now with UConn, is one of the 10 finalists. There's only 2 freshmen on the list. Now, since 1983, when they started this, the winners have always been seniors and juniors. Never a freshman has won it. And only 4 times ever has a sophomore won the award. The question for today's trivia question is, any of those 4 that won it as sophomores, how many of them repeated and won it again in future years?
Ooh.
4 underclassmen that have won it. And of the 4.
And here's the thing, and this is no rip on the women's game at all. You don't see many of them leaving their junior year or senior year to go pro. They usually go all 4 years. So Paige could win it 4 years in a row.
And she's actually, and I don't know what a candidate she is. She's a chance to be the first ever freshman to win it, but you're correct. They could, you can see a 4-time
Or
winner.
if not back-to-back, can win it twice in her career. That'd be still unheard of.
Yeah, she's breaking some new ground. We'll get to that later.
Yes.
The answer to that, and also women's basketball later in the broadcast. But let's start off with some sports that you've got, Andy.
Yes, we'll just dive right into the high school rankings here. Boys basketball, there we go. Not much change in the top 6 there. I see Champlin Park still 1, Wayzata 2. There's our friends in Chaska at number 5. Hopkins dropped to 8. Welcome to the top 10 to Tartan High School.
Welcome.
3A. Really no change at all. Everybody kind of stayed the same. Minnehaha Academy to Tina Grace. Your top 2 there. Excuse me. We'll go to 2A, boys basketball. Not much change there either. Everybody's still kind of holding par for the course. Like I said, seasons are winding down now. 1A, top 4 change. Everybody else kind of moved around a little bit there. St. Clair comes out of nowhere, comes in at number 5. Southwest Minnesota Christian comes in at 10. They just had a nice win over Mayor Lutheran the other day. Girls basketball. Hopkins, the Machine at number 1. Farmington wants to be the Machine at number 2. Chaska's always in the top 3. When it comes to the basketball for girls, you rate the top 5 every year. You're just going to see Chaska up there somewhere.
I've got something to interject here, Andy, for the listeners.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chaska, just this week, they made their first ever appearance in the top 25 nationwide.
Chaska or Hopkins?
Chaska.
Okay.
Hopkins is the number 1 team in the nation. Chaska's number 24 in the nation. So Minnesota has 2 teams ranked 1 and 24 in the nationwide ESPN poll standings. And you see there that Farmington's actually ranked 2nd.
And this is on the Star Tribune site, yep.
On the Star Tribune, and not even ranked in the top in the nation. So very interesting. Hopkins is up there always with their recruiting class.
Yep.
And then Chaska, they've got 2. They've got a senior, Kaylee Van Epps, going to Lehigh next year. She's now currently the number 7 recruit in all of the state of Minnesota. And then they've got a junior, number 4 recruit, Mallory Heyer. Mallory Heyer, number 4 in the state. fourth best recruit in the state. She's going to go to the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers in 2 years. So Chaska's got 2 recruits up there. I think that helps them with their nationwide standing, entering the top 25 in the country. That's all I've got for that.
Very nice. There's 3A for girls. We have Becker, Hill, Murray, and Holy Angels still top 3. Alexandria and Big Lake entering down there. Waconia at number 6. 2A. Same cast of characters as last week, a little different order though. Sauk Center moves up to number 2. Everybody else kind of held their position there. And 1A, Minneota 1 heading to Sleepy Eye at 3. There's Mayor Lutheran girls at 6. Coach Gustin doing a good job over there. Men's basketball top 5 as of the end of February. Gonzaga, Michigan State, Baylor. Baylor did lose. Like we called on this show last week. We said if Baylor was going to lose a game, that second game back after 3 weeks off. They did lose that one, but they have come back since nice and strong. Michigan, Illinois, they're up there. Iowa's up there. It's going to be a fun bracket for the Big Ten tournament, even well in the major tournaments. There's the women, the gals. UConn at 1, A&M 2, State at 3. That's always a fun tournament too with the ladies tournament. Men's hockey, college. North Dakota, Boston College, Minnesota, Mankato, and Wisconsin are your top 5. Same top 5 as last week, just some jumping around there. Women, Northeastern moves to number 1. Wisconsin goes to 2. Ohio State, Minnesota, and then Duluth. Again, same top 5, just different order. The women's tournament is set to take place at Ritter, so that should always be fun here. Always love watching the girls' tournaments go on. That's all I really got for rankings right now. There wasn't much hockey rankings for high school out right now. They're still kind of in the getting ready for tournaments here. I'm going to get some regular sports news. Here we go. There they are, the Mets. Mets got a couple guys coming off injury right now. Seth Lugo is back on track for return. He tore a muscle in his arm. He had surgery in February. He's due to start throwing in a couple weeks. So he won't be ready for the beginning of the season, but he should be ready in May, I'm guessing. And then for my daughter, there's Thor. He'll be ready to come back. I'm guessing All-Star break. I haven't heard yet. Rehab's going well for him.
That's some mad flow right there.
That is some – in high school, I had hair like that. To this day, I can't grow a beard like that, but I had hair like that in high school. I was not built like
Good salad.
They say he's coming back ahead of schedule right now. Don't push it. Let him take his time. He'd be a nice addition, fresh and healthy coming out after the break. Be very excited to see Thor coming back then. This was announced. Here we go. Lou Gehrig Day in Major League Baseball. They've announced it's going to be June 2nd, 2021 for ALS. Major League Baseball will begin holding the annual Lou Gehrig this season, 82 years after the New York Yankees star and Hall of Famer announced his retirement from America's favorite pastime. The first baseman whose retirement came after his ALS diagnosis will be honored on June 2nd. June 2nd is an important day in Gehrig history, marking the day he lost his battle with ALS and the day he started his record-breaking 2,130 consecutive game streak. The day will not only honor Gehrig, but also serve as a reminder of the disease that took Gehrig from us and the game way too early. The league will use this opportunity to spread awareness and raise money for ALS research. During an announcement, Major League Baseball Commissioner Rob Manfred showed his excitement for the new annual celebration. Major League Baseball is thrilled to celebrate the legacy of Lou Gehrig, whose humanity and courage continue to inspire our society. While ALS has been closely identified with our game since Lou's legendary career, we need to find a cure. We look forward to honoring all individuals and families in baseball and beyond. And locally, as you know, Kent Herbeck's dad had Lou Gehrig's disease, had ALS. So kind of a little Minnesota twist on it there if you hear about it. I've heard how this was coming up. I heard some stories on it today, watching games. This has been a couple, 3 years in the works for sure. I forgot the gentleman's name, but he said, hey, we should have a day honoring Lou Gehrig for ALS. And John Shamby from ESPN, who does the broadcasting of the game, says, you know, you can't just go to Major League Baseball with this. You got to get all 30 teams on board. It took 30 emails, and he had 30 teams on board. It wasn't an issue. I think it's kind of sad it took this long, personally, for something like this. They got Jackie Robinson Day, they got Roberto Clemente Day, they got Lou Gehrig Day. I just hope they don't start flooding us with a day for everybody pretty soon here. Unlike Jackie Robinson, they're not all going to wear Lou Gehrig's number. There's going to have a patch on their sleeves, which is great. Those in uniform will have a patch. There'll be the logo on the field. But the ALS Awareness Day, June 2nd, and we'll see it every June 2nd for baseball games. So that'd be kind of a neat thing right there. NASCAR this weekend in Las Vegas. The Las Vegas Pennzoil 400. It'll be on Fox at 2:30 our time, 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central. Las Vegas is the home of Joey Logano. He's always done well at that track. So don't be surprised if you see him do well, as much as I don't want him to. Minor League Baseball. Dan, you got some notes on minor league baseball?
Here's what I've got for minor league baseball. St. Paul Saints and AAA. AAA baseball announced this week that they are going to be shortening their season, basically delaying it by a month. Instead of starting in April, they're going to start in May, the same time that the classes in low A, high A, and double A are going to start. So they're all going to play a 120-game season. That's 60 home games, 60 road games. Nice and easy. They were going to start off with 142 games for AAA. That's not going to happen, so they pushed that back. The teams now are rescheduling. Not just the front end, they're canceling those games. The rest of the schedule is going to be the same. Now, with this month in between, the AAA teams have this month off, essentially, that the teams will not perform or play. They're going to use that facility like they did last year during the entire season. Last year, they had that, like the taxi squad or the alternative training.
Yep.
And so the Minnesota Twins will use CHS Field in St. Paul for that first month because AAA will not be playing there. It'll be their alternative training site for those taxi squad players and people working out with the team, getting ready. But they do have that 1 month off, so they'll do that like they did last year. But it'll just be that first month, and then after that, games will kick off as normal.
I heard today the reason for that is because they were afraid so many people come from camp and up with the whole COVID spread. They want to kind of narrow it down a little bit there.
Yeah, I think the first precautionary reasons just to give them that 1 month window. And I think they put the schedule together with a backup plan that they may do this. And now they were able to fall back and just do this. And it wasn't a surprise to those who followed this, but that should be it. There shouldn't be any more delays after this. May, they should start, I think, ready to go, green light.
All right. Getting back to some other stuff here. Kind of like the high schools, colleges are getting ready to wrap up their playoffs and everything else. Here we see the Gopher schedule coming up, starting today for the rest of the week with their things coming on. Swimming and diving's got their Big Ten championships coming up. They'll be in Columbus, Ohio. Women's gymnastics today won again at Nebraska. Very fun group to watch there. I see them on our Facebook page a lot. Women's tennis won today against Maryland. Women's basketball, not so lucky against at Illinois. Volleyball was postponed against Ohio State. That was because of COVID on our end, from what I understand. Baseball tonight. Gopher baseball at U.S. Bank Stadium at the Big Greenhouse. So you can go here to the Gopher website, gophersports.com if you want to watch the game. There's the link there. Men's hockey, Fox Sports North Plus. They got Michigan tonight. Tomorrow, wrestling Big Ten championships. They are all getting underway. Swimming and diving Big Ten championships. Men's basketball against Rutgers tomorrow. Tennis and gymnastics have started. Women's hockey against Wisconsin. Men against Michigan. Again, there's baseball. Volleyball postponed. Women's hockey has got Minnesota Duluth and Ohio State. At Ritter, that's all part of the WCHA final face-off. Then session 2 for the Big Ten Wrestling Championships are at night. Those are all taking part out at Penn State at University Park. And then soccer that night. Sunday, session 3 for wrestling. Tennis and baseball continuing against Rutgers. Women's hockey. Let's follow the brackets, see who's playing there. Then wrestling again that night. And baseball with Indiana. Monday, men's golf. All these sports are either wrapping up or kicking off. That's what makes March Madness, everything getting all kicked in here together. Monday, Tuesday, golf. For those of you who are in college golf, that's always fun to watch. Track and field indoor championships starting Thursday. They are in Fayetteville, or Arkansas, so that's going to be fun there. Rutgers softball. That's always fun to watch. They're playing, as you see, down in Florida. No TV again for that, but maybe if you catch Gopher Sports, they might have box scores online for you for that. That is our Gopher Sports. Of course, we don't cover just Gophers. We cover them all here. The Beavers, Bemidji State. Tomorrow, baseball, Minnesota Crookston, and hockey against Alabama Huntsville, and then baseball against William Jewell. The next week, they got hockey and baseball games. Then the WCHA tournament to be determined. And again, they're there in the track and field. No signs on their site here for radio or TV. But if you have the NSIC network on your Roku box, the app, maybe we'll get some of the games on there. If not, just check out bsubeavers.com, and you can see all their schedules there and how you can contact to get radio and TV listings there. Not much up there in Bemidji, though, right now. Just like I said, men's hockey. The women didn't do very well this year at hockey, so they're not in the playoffs there. And then baseball. So there we go for Bemidji State. Bison. Here we go. The Bison schedule. Softball, Indiana State. They're playing in Oxford, Mississippi for a tournament for their preseason games down there. Cross country, the Summit League Championships. So there's that information there for those. Men's cross country, softball. Their baseball against Northern Colorado. They lost today, but it's early yet. Baseball's baseball. Let's always enjoy our chance we can get. Women's soccer, new time against Denver, and then volleyball. Saturday, wrestling and prelim qualifies. Now, for Bison, for wrestling, they're in the Big 12. So that's down Oklahoma, Kansas, all the big horses down there. Bison always hold their own pretty good. But if you want to flip back between the Big 10 tournament and the Big 12 tournament for wrestling, I know Coach Mike will be flipping back and forth. Baseball, there's football, spring football. Yes, the Bison lost last week. That was not a misprint. They lost. 39-game winning streak came to an end. It was due. 39 in a row is tough. I mean, I don't care what sport, what bracket you're at. AA, AAA, Division I, Division II. 39 in a row is incredible. I think with Trey Lance, the quarterback, kind of nice he got that loss. They were undefeated champions last year. Kind of humbles them a little bit. We'll see. Hopefully they bounce back well at Missouri State.
What time is that?
I'm sorry?
What time is that tomorrow?
The football game, they don't 2 p.m.
Yeah, and I would say 39 wins, to put it in perspective, Andy. I've always gone with the threshold of 10 at any level in football is incredible. If you can pull off 10 straight wins in any season in a row, it is good. 20 is almost unfathomable. 39 is almost double 20. That's the caliber of what we're dealing with here. It's unheard of. In fact, when I saw that box score, I had to look twice because I didn't believe it at first. But before I saw the news that the Bison lost, I thought it was a misprint.
Yeah, I thought it was just a typo where they got the numbers reversed or something.
Yeah, the team they got beat, it wasn't ranked or anything. It was just really good.
Yeah, they were like on 11. I think they had an 11-game losing streak of themselves or something like that. But
just a fluke.
Yeah, spring football. You're not.
Why we play the game.
Yep.
Why you play the game.
There's 5 p.m. more wrestling at night. Sunday, softball, wrestling, baseball, soccer, men's basketball, Summit League championships. So that's coming up. See, there's our tournaments there. There you see their men's track and field indoor championships are, and the women's golf. So there you have that. There's our college stuff. Let's see now. We got this one here. That's my high school stuff. Don't need that no more. We get to Texas football. Just a little thing about Texas football here. University of Texas alumni threatened to no longer donate amid controversy surrounding the school song. Yeah. I'm on my soapbox. All right. Emails were sent to University of Texas President Jay Hartzell, and they demanded that the school stands up to this quote-unquote cancel culture. I can't even say those words. It bothers me. The University of Texas is one of the most historic football programs in the United States. However, many of the school's wealthiest donors are angry with the controversial surroundings the alma mater song, The Eyes of Texas, which has Confederate origins. What? You people went to that school. That song's been there forever. All college teams go sing their school song to the student section afterwards. It took you till now to realize there was Confederate verbiage in your song? Or is it just, it's cool and fashionable to be cancel culture right now? You know what? It's kind of like anything else. These millionaires don't want to donate to the school anymore. Well, you know what? Others will step up and replace your money because they'll say, you know what? No, like the school is saying, they're going to stick with it and keep playing their song. And those who were maybe not millionaires but gave a few $1,000s might give an extra 1,000 or 2 more now just to support that. Now, will they make up for Johnny Millionaire not sending in his check? No, but it's the thought. It's the principle. You've had this song forever. Now you want to cancel it all of a sudden? Now you find out everything's wrong? Look, keep your song. It's still Mr. Potato Head, all right? Let's not jump on the bandwagon and start getting rid of everything and changing everything. It's a song. It's your school song. If you want, maybe just the players sing it and you play just the music. It's like karaoke then. So the words aren't blasted through the stadium. I'll give you that one then. But don't go changing school songs now. You were okay with the words when you were a student there. You were okay last year and you got your check with the words there. Now you just realize what it is? Come on, really? All right, before I get the concerts, Dan, trivia answer.
Trivia answer is to clarify, the award is the Nancy Lieberman Award. I know they also have a Naismith Award, but just to clarify, the Nancy Lieberman Award is the basketball's best point guard in the nation. And since 1983, only 4 sophomores have ever won that award. The question is, has any of those ever went on to repeat and win it again? Yes. The answer, in fact, is all 4. If you won it as a sophomore, you're guaranteed to win it either back-to-back as a junior or skip a year, win it as a senior. But all 4 that have won it as sophomores went on to repeat. And so, once again, Paige Beckers is up there, along with the gal from Iowa. There's 2 freshmen in the candidate list for Players of the Year. And if you look at the stats from the Iowa player, the freshman, it's almost unbelievable the number of points she's putting up and the number of stats. So it'll be interesting to see who wins it this year. Other awards, the Big East, Paige Beckers, UConn, was announced the Freshman of the Year. Not a surprise. I think she won 8 Freshman of the Week awards this year alone.
Yeah,
and she basically ran away with that. Freshman of the year, no big deal, slam dunk. What she did win on the same day, they announced the Big East player of the conference, the player of the conference, Paige Beckers, and she won that as well. So she swept both awards. Very shocking. Remember, this is the #1 team in the nation, and she's a true freshman starting. They've got a wealth of talent on that team. They were very good last year, and they had 2 seniors that were the best 2 players on their team that graduated. And so UConn now is using with all the youth movement. They're still ranked #1, and a freshman, a true freshman, is winning all these awards. For those watching the Big East tournament this weekend, it starts. I'll be covering that on the Sports and Songs Facebook page. The first game tomorrow, UConn will play St. John's, 11 a.m. And this is single elimination bracket once again. If they win, they'll play at 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock on Sunday. And then the championship game is 7 p.m. here Central Time on Monday evening. And so they should more than likely win all 3 games, but you never know with these conference tournaments. There could be an upset. Those games will be on FS1, by the way, FS1.
I saw they compared. Paige Becker was compared with what the award she got for Player of the Year. Maya Moore from UConn, former Minnesota Lynx player.
Yeah, and so if you follow Minnesota Lynx, there's a lot of UConn players. You know, Maya Moore was one of the best all times for UConn, along with Taurasi and Sue Bird. And so her name's Paige Becker is already being, compared against some of these huge, big time players, high caliber players in D1 basketball. So it'll be fun to watch that this weekend. I'll be providing updates on the Facebook page on Saturday and Sunday.
All right. Music part of the show here. Concerts coming up. Our friends out in Medina, Coco Montoya and Ronnie Baker Brooks still scheduled coming up. The Arena and Heartless shows are still on schedule for April 9. Some newer shows have come up. April 10th, Trilogy. Tribute with The Doors, Led Zeppelin, and Pink Floyd. And Them Pesky Kids, Friday, July 16th. Also coming up, Church of Cash, April 17th. And Head Games, a tribute to Foreigner, April 23rd.
Really?
The Shayla Lee Band, April 24th. And the 70s Magic Sunshine Band, April 30th. Now, I know I kind of started something last week. I mentioned Alice Cooper's new album coming out. Another band with a new album coming out this week, Kings of Leon. Not a lot of people I think a lot of people know their songs, like their songs, but couldn't name their songs. Listen for it to come out, Kings of Leon, when you see yourself. Good stuff. Give them a listen. Not saying you're going to fall in love with them right away, but they're a good listen to. They're something different. I like Kings of Leon. That's what I got, sir. How about you musically in your Walkman this week?
Before I jump into the music, I've got one last sports thing. I did wear the Twins cap today.
I see that, yes.
I wanted to point out, little known fact, Major League Baseball has finished essentially their first week of spring training games. Twins are 2-4 through 6 games. Won their first 2, lost 4 straight. Now, the little known fact is that they lead the majors in runs against right now. No one has given up more runs than the Minnesota Twins. So we know we're focusing on the pitching and wanting to bring in some good pitching. Spring training doesn't really mean much, but I thought that was odd when I looked just today that I didn't think it was that good, but I didn't think it was that bad. They lead the major runs against right now.
You don't think Jake Odorizzi's sitting home right now going, boys?
Odorizzi is just twiddling his thumbs.
Sitting like this. I can help you with that.
Oh, that is interesting. So anyway, they're 2-4. We'll see how it goes here this next week when week 2 starts of the spring training games.
Spring training note, speaking of that, tomorrow, yes, it's spring training. Mets and Astros, the Grom against Greinke.
Ooh.
I know it's spring training, but
that your DVRs.
So just if you could get the MLB app, if you got that game, you're only going to see it for an inning or 2, but it's nice just to see that in writing the Grom against Greinke. You know.
Listed as the probable pitchers. That's nice.
Yes.
I've got album review of the week is this week Tesla, Mechanical Resonance.
It's been a couple months since we did a Tesla album.
Yes, it's been. I've done the Great Radio Controversy, but now we're going to focus on the 1986 December release of Mechanical Resonance. That is the debut album by the American glam metal band. We'll get to this in a second.
Really?
It's considered glam band Tesla. The album was certified platinum. Now, Tesla started doing their concert tours with opening up for David Lee Roth, Alice Cooper, Def Leppard, and Poison. And they became very famous, kind of with that Poison connection, and they ended up being lumped into glam metal. A statistic that the members of the band resented being called glam metal. And so they really weren't. They were hard rock, heavy metal. They got into blues a little later on, but I had to point out there that they were considered glam metal. Tesla album released on December 8th, 1986. Running time, 53 minutes and 28 seconds. Long album, and every one of these songs are good.
Oh, yeah.
Here's a track listing. Song 1, Easy Come, Easy Go. Very good. Song 2, Coming at You Live. A little note, Coming at You Live is generally the first song played at concerts by the band. It's also featured in the video game Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
Oh, okay.
Little known fact, I didn't know if the listeners out there.
I'm not a big Vice City guy, so no.
Neither am I, but I saw it here when I pulled it up.
Okay.
Song 3 is Getting Better. Very good. Song 4, Too Late for Love. Song 5, Rock Me to the Top, one of my personal favorites. Song 6, We're No Good Together. Song 7, Modern Day Cowboy. Now, this was the first single released from the album. It's also featured on a video game, Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. Modern Day Cowboy, that really went huge. And that was
still fits today, too.
That was January 1987 that was released, Modern Day Cowboy. And then the song number 8 is Changes. Song 9 is Little Susie. Little Susie was released in March of 1987.
That's my favorite song on the album.
And that a lot of people like. That's a cover song by a band named PhD.
Yep.
And they called it Little Susie's on the Up. Tesla calls it just Little Susie. This was the highest charting single on the album is Little Susie. And then song 10 is Love Me. Song 11, Cover Queen, one of my favorites also. I like the deep tracks, you know. And then song 12, Before My Eyes. And so they were recording this album. This is their debut. Band's based out of, I think, Sacramento, California. They were known as City Kid. And before they went to the recording studio, they said they should probably come with a better name than that. It's not too popular. They were into Nikola Tesla, decided to name the band Tesla, and the rest is history. Here's the personnel. Jeff Keith, lead vocals. Frank Hannon. Now, Frank Hannon started the band with Brian Wheat. Brian Wheat and Frank Hannon started the band, called themselves City Kid. They recruited Jeff Keith, liked him in auditions with his raspy voice. He was a truck driver, driving gravel truck in Northern California, and he would spend his time hauling gravel, singing to songs, and had a very good voice and won a couple contests, and so they picked him up from there. Tommy Skiach and Troy Laquetta on drums. It went platinum. It peaked at 32 on the charts, but old school album, 1986. Pick it up if you can. Good stuff. I would say of the 12 songs, 8 to 9 are very good songs. There's a couple throwaways in there, but for a debut album, I like this album.
You know, when you say that the guy was a truck driver beforehand, when you look at him, I could see that.
Oh, yes.
I could see that.
Jeff Keith.
Glam metal, I never saw hairspray in any of those guys ever. They were stick straight hair. That's the way it was. Yeah.
And I like them opening up for Alice Cooper, Def Leppard, David Lee Roth. But when they got in with Poison, when Poison first went off the charts and started doing well, they lumped those similar bands with them, and they Tesla got caught in the wave, I think, and it's
I'd call them more southern rock than glam metal.
Correct.
I'd put them more southern rock more, but what do I know?
Keith was from Texarkana, Arkansas, and so he's got some southern. A lot of the music has that little bit of a feel to it. So
yep.
I haven't listened to Tesla for a while, so I stuck that in the Sony Walkman this week and did the review. Pretty good stuff. I always like Tesla.
Yeah, Tesla, they're a pretty safe listen every now and then. That's a good album. I remember in high school when it was out. It was a good one to have in the car all the time.
Oh, yes.
He said there was no throwaway songs on there. That wasn't really that good a song, but you didn't skip over it either. You played the whole tape through front and back.
There are some good songs to play loud as well.
From what I've heard, yes.
Yes. You would never do such a thing.
Yeah.
Anything else for sports? We got all these conference tournaments and stuff coming up.
Yeah. Like I said, just follow the social media pages for the tournament stuff. We'll be updating those all we can. Gopher Sports for the wrestling. NDSU, Go Bison for the Big 12 wrestling tournaments. Follow those live. Like I said, I know Coach Mike's going to be following those two real close. So it's that time of year. And if you're not into that, the tennis and the golf are starting up. Baseball and softball are starting up. Swimming and diving and track are ending. So it's all of them are all mixing together. We might not have a lot of rankings in the next couple of weeks. It might just be conference tournaments all the time. So fair warning.
Before we leave here, I forgot to show this.
Oh, there is a little hairspray in the one there, I guess. That's just a perm. That's not hairspray.
And let's see. I've got another one here. There's Tesla. There's the band Tesla. I've got one more to share. Is their album cover. Mechanical Resonance.
There it is.
Very popular. A lot of people own this album when it first came out. And
that album, I know I had it on the cassette tape of that album too. That's when liner notes were really cool. Did you ever read the inside of that album? They had a whole bunch of stuff with Nikola Tesla in there and everything else.
Okay.
I remember in high school I got very into that. I was trying the whole reading thing, to impress people that I knew how to read. So I'm reading the stuff and I'm reading about Nikola Tesla. That's when I first heard about it. Now here we're still hearing the name years later. That's like, I remember him in high school hearing about that because that band named themselves after him.
They were educational, yes, about that whole thing.
Very educational.
That's all I've got for today here. This is season 2, episode number 15. Please leave your comments below, recommendations and suggestions.
And for Molly, my sidekick back here.
Molly says hello. Nice.
She says hi.
Excellent. All right. Thanks for listening. See you next time.
See you. Bye.